Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where, while we wait for the return of Eomer from his dealings with the Uruks, we might as well see what we could do to help the local people. Hello there.
Might you help me?
Please, stay and speak with me. I'm quite upset. My friends, Brewston and Sperling, are quarreling, and I'm afraid that they will hurt each other. You're a great warrior, and I am sure they will listen to you if you told them to stop fighting. Oh, will you come with me? Okay. Why I look like a great warrior, I have absolutely no idea, but I suppose we could try this. Oh, thank you, kind hobbit. Let us go at once. Yeah, let's go.
I know not why my friends Sperlin and Brunston are fighting, but someone must stop them. I am afraid they're going to injure more than their friendship. I am not afraid of you.
Oh, you must hurry, kind Lord Master. Brewston and Sperling are surely harm each other if they continue fighting. Okay, well, let's go about it. Alright, what's the problem here?
I hope the orcs go eat the Dunlandings.
Sperling has accused me of stealing the toy sword that his father gave him, but I tell you I did not. I am no dishonorable dog that will steal from his friends. Sperling lent me his sword and I returned it. I swear it. He only blames me because he doesn't want to blame himself for the loss of it. Okay, so he lent you his sword and then you returned it. And what do you say?
I do not believe you will find welcome here.
Oh, Brewston's a liar and a thief. My father gave me a wooden practice sword before he went away to fight, and I let Brewston play with it, and now it's gone. He swears that he returned it to me, but I swear he did not. He's a liar without honor. This is a... Okay, matters of honor. Well, they are really going at it for that. Well, tells you something about the Rohirrim, that even the children are fighting over such issues.
What brings you to these lands?
Oh my, I don't know who to believe. I can't believe that Brewston would be so dishonorable, but I also don't believe that Sperling would accuse him without cause. Perhaps when the other children saw something, would you ask them? Alright. Sure they're as reliable as adult witnesses, meaning probably not at all.
I'm afraid to go out at night.
No, I saw nothing. I can't tell a lie. I borrowed the sword from Brewston and was playing in the burned yards to the south. Well, when my mother called me for dinner, I forgot the toy and left it behind. When I went back, I could not find it again. Oh, please, do not tell Sperling and Brewston. They're both bigger than me. Okay, let me get this right. You borrowed the sword from Brewston. Okay, let me get this straight. So Sperling lent the sword to Brewston. You borrowed it from Brewston. Apparently Brewston forgot that you borrowed it, or you forgot to tell him that you borrowed it. And you misplaced the sword. Oh my goodness gracious. This is going to get entangled, isn't it? Oh.
My parents say that strangers might be dangerous.
Oh my, you say none of my friends actually is to blame for the loss of the sword? Oh my. Sorry about that. Well, let's talk somewhere else. So, we're going to have this little discussion right near Runeston and Sperling over here. This is going to be fun.
What brings you to these lands?
Oh dear, if you tell Sperling and Brewston that it was actually our other friend who took Sperling's toy sword, they will both turn on him. Is there anything you could do to help? Well, I suppose I could see if I could find it.
I need help.
Yes, what are we to do? Brewston and Sperling will not speak with each other, and still, and swear that their friendship is over, but you and I both know that neither of them is directly to blame. Well, another player who misplaced the sword, I know she's not using names at this moment, said that it was lost in the southern part of town. Would you go over and search over there? If you can find the sword, perhaps Bronston and Sperling will be friends again, and my other friend can remain nameless in this matter. This other friend that you are not going to name out loud because we don't want that name to be dropped unless absolutely necessary. Well, now, let's see. She said southern, right? Okay, this way. No matter what, I somehow always get lost in this town. Now, here we are at the southern part. Pile of debris. Nope, there is no sword here. How about over here? Well, no, there is no sword here. Oh, what about over here? You have found evidence of a dog absconding with the toy sword. Well, you have found evidence in the southern part of Airworth that a dog may have absconded with Sperling's sword. You should track the dog's path. Paw prints. You see paw prints in the ground. Alright. Track the paw prints. They head south. They're going out of town. Of course. The paw prints go south-southeast. Right? South-southeast. Let's see if we can find a dog with a wooden sword in his mouth. Oops. More paw prints. They head southeast. Okay, we will continue along this way. Well, there is a right over here. Well, we've got a scout in here. Well, might as well take care of any. Oops. Take care of any scouts we may find along the way. Now, paw prints. Well, well now, this is going to be troublesome, isn't it? Now, where's that paw print? Ah, there it is. I got distracted by an orc. I know. Well, I guess there is a war going on. All right, fine. You can join your friends in death. Okay, good. Now, let's have a look at this paw print. The prints go southeast. Continue along the southeasterly course. So, we'll find a dog roaming around with a bunch of orcs. Maybe it wasn't a dog. Maybe it was a wolf instead or something like that. How does one tell the difference between a dog paw print and a wolf paw print? It's an interesting question. You know, other than... There we go. No. Well, I suppose that the size could make a difference. I mean, if it's a dog, then it might or might not be around the size of a wolf, depending on the exact breed. Ah, here we are. What do we got here? We've got a dead dog. The dog's corpse appears to have been run through by an orc spear with such force, that they're all over the place. Right. Well, now what do we do? The dog which absconded with Sperling's sword was slain by a mounted orc. There is no sign of the toy weapon near the corpse, suggesting that the orc may have taken it. Tracks move away to the northwest. to the northwest. You should hunt mounted orcs until you find it. Wait. Is that to the northwest? Then why is it sending me east? Quest guides. Hold up. What's this? Oh, okay, it's a solo one. For a moment there, I thought it was going to be that Fellowship war band that jumped on top of me as I was entering town. You have found the Drakeling Berngston and his spawn mates. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do about this. Oh, we've already finished that the warband? Okay. Death from above. Oh, yeah. Defeat Drakes. That wasn't fast enough in picking up the quest. Oh, well. Too bad. Now, I'm supposed to be killing riders? Yes, how about this one? Slayer Deed and... oh. Problem with these things is they just love running all over the place. Hey, you! I'm trying to kill you. Did you steal a wooden sword by any chance? This orc did not have Sperling sword. Oh well. Let's see if we can find an orc that did. Hold on. What's this up here? Looks like a dead orc. Actually, speaking of dead orcs, we're going to create another one at the moment. This orc here has been mauled by a drake. This orc did not have Sperling sword. What about this one? You found a small fragment of the toy sword. The orc which took Sperling's sword from the dog appears to have been slain by a drake. You should try to find the drake. Oh, he just killed a few drakes. Or is this going to be another drake? Oh, well, I didn't see any toy swords on that drake either. Okay, we will set our focus this way. At this rate, we're going to find the sword in the house that Jack built. Alright, let's head on down this way and see what we can get. There are some cattle over there. In fact, there is a quest to hunt aurochs spools in the Entwash Vale. Well, might as well do that while we're here. Calf, calf, calf. Ah! One bull. One down. But my main mission here is to find a drake. Let's assume that there is a drake nearby that decides that aurochs make good eating. How about down this way? So otherwise, we're going to be running all over the place looking for any drakes that may be in the region. Well, not about here, but there is an archer here. I'm sure there are also plenty of orcs and the like that consider aurochs to be good eating. Alas, it looks like there are no drakes in this area. I thought there'd be a nice possibility of it. Maybe I didn't look carefully enough at that warband that we ran into earlier. Oh! Oh, hello! Yeah, that's a drake. Okay, we'll try that one. You found Sperling's sword upon the corpse of a drake, which mauled the orc, who slew the dog, which absconded with the sword, and to begin with, you should bring the sword to Sperling. I'm sure he's going to be very happy about the condition of the sword. I mean, really, it's been inside the mouth of a wolf, taken by an orc, then taken by a drake. I mean, how did the drake get? I mean, did it swallow it? Did I just pulled it out of its stomach or something? This is really going to be a real disgusting sword. Wait a moment. That drake had two swords in it. Now the second sword is ill-crafted, not at all reminiscent of the workmanship of the Rohirrim, nor of that of a toy practice sword, I guess. Perhaps someone found in the lair of the drake might know something about this? Well, who knows? I can worry about that at another time. For now, let's get back to Sperling. Hello there. I found this in the body of a dead drake. Is it yours?
I'm not afraid of you.
This is my sword, but it is broken. Uh-huh. Well, you say that ended up in the belly of a drake? Well, then I will not be sad, for the sword my father gave me helped to slay a drake. Thank you. All right. As long as he's satisfied, I won't say anything else about this. Hello, Bruton.
My friend's papa never came home from the war.
Oh, you found Sperling's sword? Oh my! I thought I had returned it to Sperling, so it was my fault that he lost it after all. Oh, I must apologize to him at once. Well, I think I got this settled well enough.
What brings you to these lands?
Oh, thank you. I was afraid that Brewston and Sperling might remain enemies forever. And thank you as well for not mentioning somebody else. All is well now. You're welcome. All right, here we go. Now, let's see what we got here. Well, we got this, and we've got... Really? This might ring versus this might ring. Nothing for a lore master, huh? Oh, well. Now, I guess we could check on to see if Aomer's returned yet. Hello there, Corydon. Any news about Aomer?
Aomer has returned from his ride north.
Ah, good. Yes, he is outside the mead hall, Pylor. Introduce yourself and see what he knows of the Uruks that we pursued. All right. Good. I hope he has news about these Uruks. I presume that this is Aomer.
I am pleased to make your acquaintance, my friend.
Yes. Ever since Boromir told me that you are a fine man, I think we should be able to get some good results here. Yes, I am not wrong in my guess that you are of the race of the halflings known as hobbits. Ooh. It sounds like he might know something about Merry and Pippin. Yes, yours is the second party that I have encountered who sought for the Uruks, Pine-Lore, and it was they who told me of the hobbits. To you I say what I said to them. The Uruks have been destroyed, and I saw no sign of any other living at that site. The man was Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and his companion was a dwarf Gimli, a glowing sun, and an elf called Legolas. You are not one of the halflings that they sought, are you? Oh, that's a shame. They were distraught at their loss. Well, speak to my mind, Eothane, if you would hear more about the travelers or their prey. Okay. So the orcs have been destroyed, and no sign of Merry or Pippin.
If Aylmer, my commander, wishes me to answer your questions, I will do so.
Ask what you will and hear my answers. Whether they give you joy or sadness is of no concern of mine. Wonderful. So what have we got here? We have... Alright, well, I don't need him to tell me about... Okay, what can you tell me about the Uruks? Aylmer rode north without the king's leave to hunt these Uruks. Scouts have reported them coming down out of the east wall some days ago, and we caught up with them at the very edge of Fangorn. They were thoroughly and utterly destroyed, and we saw no sign of the friends Aragorn and his companions sought. No sign of them, either dead nor alive, it sounds like. Alright, what about the encounter? They seem to spring out of the oh, this is an encounter with Aragorn and company. They seem to spring out of the grass as if from nowhere. Some elvish magic, I thought, and indeed, one of them was an elf. A dwarf and a man there was also, but no man of Rohan was he. They hunted orcs in Theoden King's land, but not at his command. Indeed, even Aylmer, my captain, hunts orcs without leave of the king, but he is the king's own kin, and will rule in Rohan someday. That means he knows that Prince Theodred is dead, if he knows this. These others made bold claims, but I do not know the truth of them. Aylmer let them go, that they might seek their lost companions, but only on condition that they return and present themselves to the king at Edoras. This they have sworn to do. All right. They need haste, though, that's for sure. So, what do we do about this?
The 3 hunters lived when I left them.
No Ulrichs escaped the circle of my riders, but it is possible that your friends may have escaped before we closed in. It is a small chance, but it is what Aragorn hoped for, and perhaps his hope was more than hope, and there was truth in it. Perhaps, but Eomer's son put stock on cold steel and sunlight in the plains. Without some unlikely Dwemercraft, I fear that the halfling friends Aragorn sought met a sad end. These 3 hunters, however, lived when I left them. Alright, well, what shall I do now?
My men caught up with the Uruks just outside the eaves of Fangorn.
These of Fangorn are to the northwest. Their leader, a fierce Uruk, whose name seemed to be Ugluch, if the panicked words of his followers can be trusted, fought me blade to blade after I dismounted. I proved the better swordsman, to the pride of Eomen and to the shame of whatever disgust aloud claims to sire Ugluk. Ride to the site and look for signs of your missing friend, or Aragorn and his 2 companions. If my men and I are still here when you return, you are welcome to ride south with us to Edoras, since that's probably where Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas are going anyway. So, I guess we need to find Ugluk's end, and that is where you'll find me in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.